So Rachel Nichols apologized yesterday about her recent comments about Maria Taylor. And let's just be fair and let's be honest. Let's keep it all the way a buck. The reason why we got this conversation because it was recorded. It happened to be recorded. And I'm going to use quotation marks behind happened to be recorded. It was accidentally recorded, if you want to believe whatever. But she did apologize, and I had to take a back seat on a lot of things. The huge support, how people came to the aid of Rachel Nichols, Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, Kendra Perkins. The list goes on and on and on about everyone coming to the aid of Rachel Nichols and supporting Rachel Nichols. Now, also, when they were sharing their opinions about this, they also said on a side note, they also came to the aid of Maria Taylor, but she was sort of like put in the back pages in their thought process. And the header was supporting Rachel Nichols, okay? Making excuses for her, yada, yada, yada. I also noticed that a lot of the talking heads that have these large platforms that say out loud, they can say whatever they want to say. No one can stop them. This, that, and the third. The Shannon Sharps, the Stephen A. Smiths, even to a certain extent, the Colin Cowherds, and Skip Bayless, Max, Molly. They notice how they were in complete silence about this particular topic. Now, out of all the people that I named, I'm going to give Stephen A. Smith a slight pass. Not a full pass, but a slight pass, because Stephen A. Smith has went down this rabbit hole years ago at ESPN. He almost lost his job. He almost lost his career about his recent comments about Ray Rice, and he sort of came to the aid of Ray Rice. And it sort of went left. I felt like Stephen A. Smith was talking, and as he was talking, he was processing it and thinking it through, and he really didn't give a lot of time as far as what he was going to say. He just whatever he was thinking, he just said it, and he got into a lot of hot water. And I think I'm going to give him sort of a pass, because he's probably thinking in the back of his mind, look, I've been down this rabbit hole before and it didn't go well for me. But still, he could have at least said something on social media. He could have at least said something on First Take or on his show, Stephen A. World on ESPN Plus, which, by the way, ESPN Plus is still struggling. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. But let that been LeBron James, somebody saying something wrong about LeBron James, and watch how Shannon Sharp just totally defends LeBron James, okay? Or let someone say something about Kevin Durant, which Shannon Sharp will completely ha-ha and kiki about it, and, call Kevin Durant the thinnest, Kevin Durant is the most thin-skinned athlete, which he actually is. Okay? Let someone say something about LeBron James, Shannon Sharp will quickly attack, like an attack dog on the porch. But when it comes to Maria Taylor, he doesn't say a peep. He doesn't say a word. Neither does Stephen A. Smith. And I felt yesterday, watching everything unfold yesterday, I felt like it was a huge wave of support for Rachel Nichols. To a certain extent, a lot of people were co-signing what she was actually saying. The guy who advised LeBron James, nothing has changed. Okay? LeBron James, LeBron James hasn't even said anything about this subject. Is it not important to them? Or there's a huge community of people on social media that feel like a lot of these people that say, that are behind certain slogans and certain projects of, Me Too or Black Lives Matter, or they're behind social injustice. They're for having about social injustice, police brutality. A lot of these people are not what they say they are when they talk about these subjects and these projects, things of that nature, because it really doesn't affect them. At the end of the day, it doesn't affect them. Okay? In their world, they feel like it doesn't affect them. So why should I waste a lot of time and energy on it? Now, if it's going to get me some clout, oh yeah, I'm going to be right in front of it and right behind it. And, say I'm totally against this. I'm for that. But behind closed doors, a lot of these people are really not what they say they are about on social media. And all this is just a quick cash grab, a quick a clout grab, so to say. And there's a large community, and the figurehead of that community is Kwame Brown, and he always talking about the get along gang, okay, the go along get along gang, and you got a huge community of people that's behind that engine, and the people that they talk about, coincidentally, are the same people that are really not saying anything. The Stephen A. Smiths, the Shannon Sharps, and the people that are trying to chase clout on it, who you can assume that maybe they're chasing clout for this, which is Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. Even though Matt Barnes, he said that he's trying to get back at ESPN, and he just don't want to ruffle the feathers, and that's the main agenda of this. Why he was in huge support of Rachel Nichols. Look, at the end of the day, they probably are friends. Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, Rachel Nichols, they probably are huge friends. But Rachel Nichols didn't say anything about Steven Jackson's short career at ESPN, trying to, keep him at ESPN, or even Matt Barnes putting in a good word. But if you listen to her private conversation, she's really all about self. She's all about her. And she felt intimidated when ESPN was going to have Maria Taylor take some of her shine away. Trying to feature her. Now, and she felt a certain kind of way when they told her that. And she laughed about diversity. Okay? Now, you can take that for a grain of salt. You can take that, well, maybe she was laughing about something else. You can make excuses for her. But she's actually telling you the truth about her, about Rachel Nichols. I made a video yesterday talking about Rachel Nichols. And a lot of people felt like I was really hammering Maria Taylor hard. But I was also hammering Rachel Nichols hard as well. Okay? But I call it like I see it. I feel like this conversation that happened to be recorded, that was not an accident. Okay? Someone literally wanted to record the conversation. It doesn't matter their intentions. It doesn't matter if they had bad intentions about Rachel Nichols or good intentions about Rachel Nichols. They wanted the public to know what is going on. And I feel like you're going to be seeing a lot of this stuff make its way to social media. How these journalists really operate, how these analysts really feel about certain topics or certain players or certain people or certain races or certain religion. You're going to start seeing a huge wave of that, and you have to give credit where credit is due. I feel like this movement, the get along gang, that's being headed by Kwame Brown. I feel like a lot of people in the that particular world that work at ESPN or Fox Sports 1, CNN, Fox News, We Report, You Decide, these nobodies to these personalities, these peons to these personalities, now they're drinking a lot of courage fluid, and it's showing a side to these personalities that the public is not aware of. And Rachel Nichols is one of these type of individuals. Now, how does it still affect Maria Taylor getting her money, getting her bag? Okay? Because I made a video last week and I felt like Maria Taylor fumbled the bag by asking for the sun, the moon, the stars of the universe, wanting Stephen A. money when she don't even deserve Stephen A. money. I still believe that even to this day, she's not worth $8 million a year. And they were still overpaying her. On the first wave of negotiations before the pandemic, they was willing to give her $5 million a year. And I feel like that's still way too much. Now, here's where this story may be positive for Maria Taylor as far as her staying at the worldwide leader of sports, ESPN. I feel like after this story dropped, it really put ESPN at a bad light. And for them to not really say or do anything about Rachel Nichols, that's even making them look even crazier. So I feel like at the end of Maria Taylor's contract, they're going to give her an offering that was better than the previous offering. And the previous offering, they first started with $5 million. Maria Taylor didn't accept that. And there are some reports out there that ESPN is saying, what about 2 million, 3 million? I feel like Maria Taylor is probably going to get in the ballpark of probably 3 and some change, or maybe $4 million because of this era with Rachel Nichols. I feel like it's going to put more coin in Maria Taylor's pocket, and she's going to re-up and re-sign. She's going to save face, saying, well, I didn't get Stephen A. money, but I got some of that $5 million back that I lost. Okay? ESPN had all the power on their side as far as their contract negotiations with Maria Taylor. But when this bombshell dropped, okay, everything happens for a reason. There's no coincidence. There's no coinkydinks. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why Rachel Nichols was asked, and they knew Rachel Nichols was going to go down this rabbit hole. And that's why I feel like this was not an accident. They wanted her recorded, documented, her saying these comments, because she probably doesn't have a habit of saying things when the cameras and the lights are off. So all this happens for a reason. Now, I really don't care about their intentions behind this, okay? I don't care if you had good intentions or bad intentions. I don't care what movement you gravitate to, okay? I don't care what cause you're all about, okay? None of that applies. None of that matters. But I know this did not happen accidentally, and this was planned, okay? But I don't care the method or the madness behind why you orchestrated this, okay? But I feel like Maria Taylor is going to get most of her money back from that $5 million. And I feel like people benefited from this recorded conversation. And then you have to start wondering, the people that benefited from this recorded conversation, are they the reasons behind Rachel Nichols having her private conversations recorded? You got to start wondering about that. Or Maria Taylor is benefiting from a lot of people that want to stand up against the machine of ESPN and Fox Sports 1, this go along, get along gang. A lot of people that work at Fox Sports 1 or ESPN or whatever network, they work 9 to 5, they punch in on the clock, and they're having enough of these personalities believing that they're gods. They should be treated differently from everyone else. So that's all I got for today's video. I apologize for the video to be extremely long, but I'm long-winded, and I just got a lot of thoughts and a lot of opinions. It's your boy. I'm up out of here. Deuces.